We know that coastal Delmarva has really become a hot spot for all kinds of music festivals, just a really hoppin' music scene. We love that. And joining us today in the 102.5 WBOC studio is Phillip Phillips, the one and only. You're familiar with his music, you love it, and you've been making a lot of music over the years, haven't you?
Yes, that's been 12 years now, so I had somebody, when I was flying yesterday, I did a little Q&A on Instagram, and I said, I always just like, you can ask me anything, or you can say anything, you can make fun of me, whatever you want, and this one person said, been listening to you since I was 6, and you're a big part of my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't say
right
that.
When they're like 20 and you're like,
no.
no.
Yeah. I'm like,
no, you're not.
What are you talking about? And so yeah, it's been. I love music, and it's always been a passion, and it helps me deal with everything that goes on in my life. So yeah, I try to write good music, and hopefully I can succeed at doing that sometimes.
Sure.
And you do have a great voice.
Oh, thank you.
And TV.
I don't know about the karaoke listeners enjoy it as much, but I appreciate you saying that. When it comes to having a career for a little while, how do you find that your music has really kind of changed, maybe in genre, in lyrics, and storytelling style? Have you seen it morph over the years as you've grown as a person over the years? Yeah,
definitely. It's, each album has its own bit of storage, of what's going on throughout my life, and it changes in tone as well. My first album was very folky, kind of, that rock kind of driven thing, and then it kind of evolved towards the third album. It kind of explored a lot of blues and rock and R&B a little bit, and the newer stuff, I just released a new album, it's not new anymore, but last year it's called Drift Back, and it kind of goes back a little bit to that first album and second album, and to where it's a little folky, but also not too far in there. But I just try to write good music. I don't know where it's going to go sometimes.
Sure.
I just try to write music that it feels good to me and helps me, and sometimes it's good, and I'll take those when they're sometimes good, because I write a lot of ones that are not good. So.
Well, we don't have to talk about those ones.
Yeah, maybe one day.
But I think one thing that's really interesting, especially about sort of that folk sound, that it can chart on pop music as well, and some of your songs have. I feel like it's a really interesting time for music and genres right now, because I feel like when you think back to like the 90s, the early 2000s, there really wasn't a lot of close genre keeping. Lots of music kind of bled into one genre or another, and I feel like we're almost sort of circling back to that. Do you find that that's the case as well? Yeah,
it's always interesting, right? Like whenever I had my first success with radio or whatever, and it was me and Mumford & Sons, and Blue Years, and, then there's Ed Sheeran, and then I remember doing some radio events on these tours with Ed, and like he was just always so nice, and so yeah, it's kind of weird, and then it kind of circled away of like going to more of that kind of back to that kind of dance or pop, very bubblegum pop, I guess would be kind of genre for radio. Then and now it's kind of circling back to where it's more the songwriter, storyteller type thing, and Noah Kahan and all those guys, and so it's so interesting how it changes just so fast, and then just like all of a sudden, like, whoa, like this person, it's just so weird and interesting to me how it all happens. So I love it, and I always love hearing new music. So
yes, well, you're also an extremely nice person, and you are putting on a performance for some 102.5 listeners today. It's sort of a little intimate sneak peek, just really nice thing that you're doing for our listeners. I know they're all very excited to see you and check you out at Oak 54. What are you excited for that?
Oh, I'm just excited. Maybe they're going to have some good food. If I'm bad, just go eat some food, and you don't have to pay attention to me. But I'll be playing a few songs, and if you like me, you can cheer, and if you don't like me, you can just eat food or have a drink or something. Yeah.
It'll console you, but I know that you're not going to be bummed, because Phillip Phillips is not going to play any bad songs today at Oak 54. You're also not going to play any bad songs. I know it's going to be a really fun time to have you back in our area for Ocean's Calling.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I got to know Mark Rivers over the years, and from OAR, and he's just he's stayed one of my good friends in the industry, and just one of the best guys out there, and so I'm really, really excited that I got the opportunity to come play this festival. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Get there and come have some fun. Yeah.
It is going to be fun. I know that Ocean's Calling it's a little wild because it's Ocean City. You know how it is.
Yeah, I like it. Get wild.
It is.
Be safe.
It's going to be tons of fun. Well, we're so glad to have you in our area, not just today, but also for Ocean's Calling as well. Now, I know that your music's on a lot of our playlists. What artists are on some of your playlists?
Oh, it's so weird. I go in and out of listening to music.
I can see how that might be the case.
Like I don't like to when I'm listening to a lot of music, I'm usually not writing music then. So when I'm writing, I don't listen to a lot of music. So right now I haven't been listening to a ton, but
put you on the spot.
Yeah, no, dang it, you did put me on the spot. There are dang it. Where's my song? I'll tell you, there's this one song, I don't even know how old the song is, but I kind of have where it rotates around. My wife heard it, Wax Owls.
Okay.
They have a song called Bring the Rain. It's just so good. And my kid loves Metro Boomin.
Oh, fun.
So we love Spider-Man.
Yes.
And, but I'm always just circling around to, a lot of different artists. But I've always, Sam Fender, he's incredible. I don't know if you know him, but he's great as far as a newer-ish artist. But he's not really new anymore. But yeah.
Got a little bit of everything.
Answers your question.
It does. Well, mostly it sort of answers it because you said you're not really listening to music right now, which means you're writing, which means can we expect new music anytime?
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like to, I'd like to at least get one new song out before the end of the year.
All right.
We'll see if I can make that happen, and I hope I can for you.
You can. Yeah. I know you can.
I'll do my best.
Awesome. Well, Phillip Phillips, thank you so much for coming in and taking the time to chat with us. I know you're busy. We got to let you go so that you can get ready for your performance at Oak 54. And again, we'll be happy to have you back here on the Eastern Shore for Ocean's Calling.
Yeah, see you in September.
Back.